Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm very glad that you are back, and today we're looking at not only a deck profile, also like a lot of a kind of discussion about the deck we have in front of us, and this being Byssted Dragon-Link. So yeah, we're not speaking too much around. We just get right into it. So we start off, of course. That's the reason why we're doing this deck profile, is because of the Byssted card. So we're playing 3 Lobelion, 3 Magnamute, 2 Druisworm, 1 Serenir, 1 Branded Beast, and 1 Branded Regain. I don't know the English name right now. I'm sorry for that, but I think you can guess what this card will be. First and foremost, shout out to my friend Hui for lending me these cards so I can showcase these, and also who let me play around with some of these cards. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, of course, I think with when you just look at the Dark-Link-Byssted, you probably already know what these cards do. But specifically, Magnamute is really important for that deck, right? Because you can basically tutor for any dragon in your deck, which makes this card very interesting and opens a lot of like lines to play around. So with the ban of Chaos Ruler and Hulk Fibrex, this deck took a big hit. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't really like the mill 5 from the Chaos Ruler, which was like crazy in this deck. It was more like the body itself. It was a rank, not a rank, so I'm sorry, a level 8 Synchro Dark Dragon, which allowed you to go into hot red, which is not possible anymore. It was also something like a body you can just reoccur. It enabled rank 8 plates and such. So yeah, of course, also like milling Chaos Space, milling Absol and like searching, like kind of searching for Huntress was also like insane. But there's more with the loss of Chaos Ruler to it. So in my opinion, this is finally the reason why you play Dragon Link as a mid-range deck right now. So there's no big combos anymore, no more big negate end boards. It's a mid-range deck now, which something like Tribegate was or Salad was. So, and I think if you go that approach on the deck, it is very interesting. And I think there's also like a lot of room you can play around with, and also like a lot of ideas, which I had. So that's why I wanted to showcase it to you. So yeah, these are these cards. Especially like Lobelion is very interesting because it sets up the Branded Beast, and of course Branded Beast with in combination with the Druisworm is very crazy because this card can pop a card on the field. If Druisworm leaves the field to the graveyard, it can also like send a monster on the field, which is very strong. This being like recursion, like shuffling back the banished cards, banished monsters you're banishing from the grave, like when banish part back into the deck and draw one is also very crazy. So yeah, this engine overall is like very solid. Yeah, a Dragon Link deck wouldn't be a Dragon Link deck with the good old reliable 3 Tracer, 1 Recharger, 1 Synchron, and 2 Absol. Oh, by the way, I have a little scratch on my hand, guys. I hope you don't mind. So yeah, back to the deck. 3 Tracer. I think this engine overall is just really solid. The rocket cards in general, they are so good with what they're doing, because that's a nice thing about Dragon Link all the time was every card in this deck like kind of like replaces itself in some way, which made the deck like very card efficient. And if you like get behind that idea, you can still like do a lot of like fancy stuff with this deck. So, but still, 2 Absol I think is like if you're playing that kind of a big rocket engine is like kind of necessary, because you definitely want to see a Tracer for the most part. And that's also like a nice extender if you happen to draw a rocket card in the Absol as well. So yeah, you definitely side one out after game 1 if you go second or something else. But yeah. Then we get into the Chaos Engine. We have 3 Seyfert, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 Levy. Yeah, again, these are just like very consistent. Like I said, you can do some fancy stuff with the cards right now. So specifically, you can do Seyfert, ditch a Levy, search for the Lobelion, and vice versa. You can also do like banish the Seyfert and adding the Lobelion from your grave back to your hand. Then you can do a Lobelion effect, search for a Byssted card, or some things like that, which are like really sick, and you I had to like get to behind of these combos before I actually know them, so I had to play a lot of like sometimes with these cards. So, but yeah, this is very interesting. I think Levy, I don't know, like it didn't came up that much, but I think it still has like a space in this deck because Levy was always reliable to us. So yeah, that's why we play them. But you can probably cut them if you like really want. Then I played 2 Nocturne Vision. Again, old reliable. It's an extender. Lets you draw one if you linked. And also, like in this deck specifically, the protection effect also comes up because you will see later. But yeah, it's a good extender. Probably the best we have, or a little bit consistent one we have. So that's why I play 2. And then for like the mid-range aspect, we're playing 2 chambers, 1 chamber and 2 tiding. So again, going with the mid-rangey style, Sphere's tiding is an FTK, am I right? Just joking, but I don't know. Like these cards are also very sick. You can just tutor for them easily in the deck, which you will see later. This being like kind of a follow-up play with like banishing, summoning, resummoning the chamber, searching for another one is like very strong. So yeah, definitely cannot complain. And I think you can also go for bigger packs as well, like playing 2 and 3. But I just went with these because I'm already at 43 cards, I believe. So yeah, then we just continue 3 quick launch, 3 Chaos Space, not much to talk about. Chaos Space can circle Billion now, which is interesting, definitely. You have to definitely had to keep that in mind while playing this deck. But yeah, not much to talk about. And then again, 1 Boot, 1 Ravine. Again, Ravine can send Lobellion now. Don't forget that. It's interesting. So this also enables you a lot of your Byssted plays. So overall, that's like what I mean, which is really nice because the Byssted cards like actually get consistent with in this deck, which is like fun to play with them for sure. So yeah, and then for non-engine, I decided to play 3 Veiler. Not the most impactful hand trap, but it's a light. So this also like goes well with the deck in general. And it does not, instead of like Imperm, it does not conflict with the Byssted cards because I started playing Imperm in this deck and then I noticed, oh, this is like kind of weird if I have summon a Byssted monster, like my Imperm just gets turned off. So I decided to play for Veiler. And then like committing full into the mid-range strategy, we're playing Rivalry. This card is completely crack. Like this wins like so many games, especially in this meta. Against tier is just so hard for them to like play around this card. Sprite has a lot of issues too, especially when they start summoning Beaver and you flip this and it's basically over for them. But yeah, I think this card is very important. Of course, if you side this out, if you have like monotype decks against to play against, but having this in the main is really strong because especially like going second, this card still can shine a lot. So yeah, again, overall, these are just ideas I had in my head. So don't go too ham in the comments, please. Yeah, going to the extra deck. Of course, the just old Dragon-Link links. 1 Striker, 1 LP, 1 Quad Barrel, 2 Spheres. I almost want to play 3 because this can special summon Magnamoot now, and Magnamoot triggers on special summon to search into the end phase. So that's definitely something you have to keep in mind. Very strong card in general. I don't know, maybe play 3. Still good. 1 Romulus, 1 Triple Burst for the links, and 1 Borland. Yeah, just basically the theory around this deck. Make a board, which is enough. Game 1 or turn 1 and turn 3, you just kill them. If you have Rivalry, they cannot even nib you. If you like start committing into the board. And this is just a house. I don't know, it's just so hard to out for a lot of decks. But yeah, these are just the overall Dragon cards in the extra deck. Following this up, I have some generics, 1 Dark, 1 IP, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Access Code. Yeah, just overall, like the generic stuff you're playing. I think this will be a very funny interaction if your opponent happens to also play the Byssted cards like Dark, Reborn, the Magnamoot and Magnamoot effect on your field, so you can search your own like Byssted card or Dragon card in the end phase will be, I think, a very nice interaction. This can also be like Borosword, especially when you were under Rivalry. I think it's an argument you can have. But I don't know, like for the Byssted card and in general the big dragons you play, I think you won't have like big problems to close out the game on the rivalry. So I think this is like also very solid overall. And then of course for the what will be a dragon deck without Savage, very solid. And then something idea I had is Baron, because well, Tracer is a 4, the Byssted cards are level 6, so yeah, there of course comes Baroness into mind. A pop and engage, really solid. Also standby effect, reborning a Byssted card, also really cool. And then something experimental is Atom, or Atom, whatever you want to call it. LP's back, boys. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know. I just summoned it a couple of times. It was fine. You can just tutor for the chamber if you want to. This can also be like the new rank 6 from the Darkwing-Byssted, I think YuGiOh is called, like zombie dragon. This one is also very interesting, but I just decided to go for Atom. That's what I mean. Like, I think there is a lot of potential. Like, having like kind of LP back just opens a lot of space for, yeah, just experiments, right? So I think there aren't too many great targets anymore you can play for like an LP or like a special summon from the deck. I think like Chamber was the best one I thought of. But yeah, well, maybe you guys come up with something different. And that was the extra deck. I think you can of course also play something like the Lingers. Maybe go back to the old Dragon-Link, playing like something Abomination and such. But I think there's like, as I said, a lot of room to play around with. Then for the side deck, again, this is not a 15 card side deck. These are more cards. These are just ideas I had to give you guys. So first and foremost, Spheres targets. So I think which comes to mind first is Quackamigo Draco. I think like especially against tier, they will have a rough time outing this or just playing under this. So you for sure at least save your battle phase for it. So I think you can play this. But also something we got into Power of the Elements is the Grand Tusk Dragon, which pops up to 2 cards on special summon. I think this card specifically is better against Sprite, because you can just get rid of the bodies. And because this card isn't that great against Sprite, so yeah, you just can consider this. You can also like main one target for Spheres, and but I think Magnum in general will be just a lot better because it's a body and the search in the end phase. So yeah, maybe considering citing these for going first or something. Then this is just, as I said, just ideas I had. 3 Dark Ruler, because when we look at some boards, the decks like after Darkwing Blast can put up, I think Droplet is just too heavy of a cost to activate, so just Dark Ruler deals 1 card with everything. Then 3 Nibiru. This card will definitely get worse because Telements just have Ruler colors now, so they can play around it. Against Spread was always like kind of bad, so don't play this card probably. I just played this for locals. 3 Evenly, this card is still cracked. I don't know, like I think every deck should play this. Like because we don't have like big negation boards anymore, there are no decks which like really put up consistently negates, so Evenly is just really strong. 3 Cosmic for the Runic matchups, and also for the Runic matchup, we have 3 Eradicator. So that's what I found out. I think the Runic Sprite matchup is probably your worst matchup, because even though the Byssted cards are just big chungus bodies on the board, which are very hard for the Sprite cards to out, but you don't really have Audience Disruption is not really good against like the Sprite cards. Or like Runic cards in general. If they have like Destruction, they can also get rid of your Rivalry, which is like bad, which makes Rivalry in general like not a good card against this deck. So you have to rely on your side deck to beat this matchup. Eradicator is just really free, of course, because the Byssted cards are 2500 and they're dark. So yeah, this becomes very free and almost an instant win against this deck, because your rest of the board just deals with the Sprite cards they have pretty easily, because like then the stuff like Tidying or Spheres is very strong to get rid of the bodies on board. But yeah, maybe you have to consider playing or more side deck cards against these matchups. I think it will be interesting after Utrecht and Quito, because how much of an impact the the Byssted cards will have, but I think Runic Sprite is still like looking very, very strong. So maybe you have to consider playing a little bit more of cards against this matchup. So yeah, as I said, there's some ideas I had want to share with you guys. Maybe there are some Dragon Link lovers also out there who just enjoy that video. If you liked that video, make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see more, and I see you guys in the next time. Peace. Have a good one.